Hey everyone, this is Kirsten, and I just finished watching the sunset, and one of the things Fred told me was that he is in the sunsets. So I put up our chairs and watched the sunset go down. And I know darn well before I can see him laughing at me, for the last couple mornings that I've been watching the sunrise, Dipty-doopty me is facing the east at the butt crack of dawn, watching a sunrise when he's probably still sleeping. And I'm supposed to actually be watching the sunset, but whatever. So now I watch the sun up and the sun down, because that tradition of watching the sun not necessarily come up, but rise further into the day, that was a lovely morning ritual he showed me. Anyway, so I wanted to share with you. So, okay, this is, like I said, my new site. And if you notice, we cannot hear any generators running. I'm still hearing quail in the wash. The tree is, okay, now I hear a generator. Well, whatever. I'm going to have a fire here. I'm going to light this as soon as I get off the camera. I know it's an interesting setup, but I wanted to get the purple mountains here. And in roughly, oh, what is it, 6 o'clock? I'm still about an hour out. Okay, it's 7:45 Arizona time, and I'm not really quite sure if that's Pacific or Mountain. I'm so darn confused. My computer says one thing, my phone says one thing, and my car says one thing, and so I've got like all the all the time zones covered, and I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so here, I'm going to go over my car and such. Fred passed away, and there's all of that stuff. Fred passed away at 7:45 p.m. on March 12th, 2025. In a hospital in Yuma. He had his brother by his side. And hell of a guy. Hell of a nice man. Hell of a friend. And if you ever had the pleasure of knowing such a beautiful individual, and no, I'm not going to cry. I've stopped myself now 12 different times today. But if you ever knew him, you were so lucky. You were lucky. You were even luckier if he counted you as a friend. And that is one of my great honors. Wow. He told me that I would see him in the sunsets. I know he loved the sunsets out here. Oh, I got a little breeze. It's been blowing. It's been breezy today. Let's see if I go up a little. Got some branches. There we go. And anyway, the wind, about an hour ago, it was just still out here, and that was about the time they took him off the machines. They took him off probably at about 6 p.m. and he passed away at 7:45 p.m. So I'm an hour early, I think, because I think it's 6:45. But I'm going to light a fire. I'm going to listen to some blues, and Fred and I are going to have a campfire tonight because he loved campfires. He would rarely have one by himself. But when I started camping with him, when I arrived, I'm like, hey, there's a fire pit. We can have we can have campfires. And he's like, well, I've got one of those above ground, fire pit things. And I'm like, well, where is it? And he's like, well, I don't take it out because when I'm by myself, I don't generally have campfires. And I'm like, well, dude, take it out. Let's go. And so he did. And for the culmination of the 45 days I was with him, I think we had probably, oh my God, a good 30, 35 campfires. The only times we didn't have campfires was if it was either raining or really windy. If it was raining, we were at a movie theater. And if it was windy, we were at a casino or a restaurant or in our own, our separate RVs or, whatever. Or we were coming back from somewhere or we went somewhere, whatever. But, a gem of a person. Wow. And not to, I'm already carrying on here. So here, I'm going to zoom in just a little to the, isn't that beautiful? How I first met him is the camping group that actually came around me, but they put on Wednesday night. And it's a Wednesday. Oh my gosh. Well, Wednesdays seem to be the key day. Excuse me. I met him on December 6, 23, which was a Wednesday night. He passed away on Wednesday, March 12, 2025, and today is March 19, 25. So apparently Wednesdays are a big thing. Anyway, he stopped. Oops, sorry, like a scratch. He stopped and came over for the movie that was being shown on the side of someone's rig. Hi, Susie. And for those who are like, now, what am I talking about? Susie, one of my friends from, oh my gosh, 2009. And actually one of my policy holders, too. Just got online. So, hi, Susie. Anyway, where was I? Oh, he came over to the camp because we were going to show the movie Elf because it was December. And love you too, Susie. He came over and for the movie Elf. And unbeknownst to me, one of the women that was camping had put on Facebook on like Quartzsite chatter, whatever it was, that 3 or 4 single women were looking for single guys and inviting them over for movie night and whatever. I didn't know she did that, but Fred either had come in to town that afternoon, and he's been on Quartzsite chatter for a couple of years. He either came in that afternoon or like the day before. I want to say it might have been that afternoon. I don't know. Oh, I guess I'm green. Oh, that's a light over there. Oh, I was going to say, when the sun did go down, he gave me just a little tinge of purple over that mountain ridge there. He was getting all fancy. But, what was I going to say? I'm sorry. I'm just scattered all over the place. Anyway, he came over. He was one of about 3 or 4 or 5 pickups, all single guys coming in, obviously, because single women were going to have a movie. And again, I didn't know she had posted that. And of all the trucks that were coming in, I saw them, but the one I zeroed in on was like this wine-colored metallic red Ford F-150. And I saw the guy in the truck, and then he opened, and he got his legs out, and he stood up, and he was taller than the truck. I want to say he was like 6'5", 6'4", no, 6'4", 6'5", or 6'6". He's a tall guy. Big teddy bear as far as I was concerned. And I saw other people walking towards us, but they were in my peripheral because for whatever reason, I zoned in on that truck and I zoned in on Fred. And he was probably probably more than 50 feet away. He was probably 100 feet away. And he saw me, and he zoned right in on me, beeline towards me, came up with a big grin on his face. Just the most friendliest guy on the planet, the sweetest face I've ever seen. He came up and he goes, "Hi, my name is Fred. I have a motorcycle." And I'm like, okay. I was tongue-tied. I'm, as you can tell, for as much as I talk, I'm usually not tongue-tied. As Fred would later point out to me that he could hardly get a word in edgewise because apparently I talk too much, but whatever. But yeah, and I know we talked about Facebook and YouTube and his travels and whatever else, and then I kind of just wandered away, and he went and said hi to other people. But man, he piqued my curiosity. There's no doubt about that. And yeah, been a long time since anyone has made me tongue-tied and zoned in on. I never even had that experience during like junior high and high school. Do you see a little green in that picture? I do. And anyway, yeah. And from there, put it this way, you may all see eventually a book. I know there's going to be a chapter in my last novel in the Corner Confessions series about Fred. Hi, Dana. And Dana has been a friend of mine since, oh my God, forever and a day, back in high school. And yeah, he's talking to me. He's probably watching me. He's probably over there like, hey, get over here and light the fire. But can you hear the coyotes? They're on a hunting party. Anyway, I don't know what I was saying, but, oh yeah, he tongue-tied, mesmerized, confused as hell. That's for darn sure. Yeah. Yeah, there'll be a chapter in Corner Confessions, that last book, in The Burdens We Keep, because literally I found out that we were in fact soulmates. I always thought that was a BS concept to sell Hallmark cards. There are those birds again. I'll tell you guys more about that, or put that in the book or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know. There's so much. I may very well write a standalone book, and it'll be a memoir with all my stories, and just the holy shit. That's all I gotta say. There was just so much. And overall, he was a sweet, kind, giving, caring person, an absolute gentleman. He was funny, he was intelligent, he was intellectual, he was come up with all the positive adjectives, and that would be a picture of Fred in the dictionary. Oh my God. Yeah. This, and I'm not going to cry, but being that I can't figure out whether I'm in Pacific time or Mountain time, thanks, Susie. Being that I don't know, put it this way, look on Google and bring them on camera. Oh, no, okay, that's the phone thing. Anyway, being that I don't know what damn time zone I'm in, because Arizona does goofy things, and, I think I know what time it is, but then I don't know what time it is, so, who the hell knows. 7:45 p.m. Arizona time. So wherever you are, 7:45 p.m. Arizona time. So that's probably less than an hour away, I would think. Raise a toast to Fred. please, even if you didn't know him, toast him with a glass of water, wine, beer. He loved beer. Oh my God, you definitely have brownie points. If you're drinking a red beer, you're like his best friend, which I was an oddity because I don't like beer. I'll drink anything else, but I don't do beer. So yeah, I know I'm an oddity. He thought that was amusing too. But anyway, raise a toast to him. His name was Fred Noss, N as in Nancy, A-S-S. And it's pronounced Noss. It's a strong German name, as he told me. And 7:45 p.m. today marks a week that he's been gone. Arizona time. I'm going to have a fire going. I'm going to have the blues playing. And I'll get a little footage and I'll put it on my YouTube channel. Coyotes are still yipping. And I'm going to do that. And I got to light that fire before it gets way too dark out here. Dare I say he was the love of my life. I didn't feel that way about my husband. I mean, it was just such a fucking magical experience. And I can't believe he's gone. I'm not going to cry. Anyway, everything you'd want in a man, everything I wanted in a man. I had a big, tall, 6.5-foot teddy bear who loved me, loved my companionship. I got along so well with him. I mean, we were just like one and the same. It was unfucking believable. And yes, I know I swear a lot and just, deal with it. And I found it in the desert. He's from North Dakota. I'm from Minnesota. And all I can think to myself is, holy shit, why didn't I spend more time driving around in North Dakota? Had I known, I would have been following him around like a puppy dog. He probably would have had to call the damn cops because he had a stalker. And yes, I would have, had to bail myself out, get incognito and then go stalk him around again, North Dakota. Incredible. Incredible. I hope everyone watching this, and anyone who doesn't watch this, has that opportunity to find a soulmate. We were connected. And one of the things he said, and I did hear from him yesterday, that yes, we were soulmates. We were connected. And there were a whole lot of other things that I won't share. I'll not right now. Otherwise, I'll pretty much fall on the ground into a big blubbering mess again. But it'll be in one of the chapters. It'll probably be in the last chapter of that book, and then I will probably put a whole book together for him about all my experiences. I don't want to forget them because, again, we all get old and we forget things. I can't even remember what I'm doing, 10 seconds ago. So I don't want to forget him. But raise a toast to him. Fred Noss, one exceptional hell of a guy. Person. He was just... Holy hell. I have never had such an experience with a person. Didn't have it with my husband. Didn't have it with that person that occupied my time between 2014 and 19, and most of you guys know who he is. God. Anyway, all right. So, I hope everyone finds their soulmate. Like I said, I truly thought it was just a Hallmark, tagline to sell cards. I was that skeptical, that, jaded and cynical. You guys know me. But I sure got turned around. I went out to the desert, met an absolute gem of a person from North Dakota, and oh my God, there's so much to be said. Anyway, all right, you guys have a lovely evening. Google 7:45 p.m. Arizona time, because I think we're Pacific now, or Pacific Standard, or Pacific Central. I mean, I don't know. I'm so utterly confused. But you guys do that, and it's 7:45, and it's less than an hour from now where I'm standing. So do that and raise a glass to Fred Noss. And you're going to want to yell, shout out as loud as you can when you do that, because when he was passing away a week ago, I shouted from the side. I had this overwhelming urge, get your ass out of the RV and face Yuma. And I let the floodgates open and the emotions, and I shouted as loud as I could towards Yuma that I loved him. And he told me yesterday he heard that in a whisper. So honestly, shout it. I want the whole world to raise a toast. He was an exceptional person. All around. I'm going to light the fire now. And, hi, Marcia. And Melody's on there. Please. And if you do ever happen to get on his Facebook profile, you're going to want to scroll past some of the videos, the preliminary videos, because they're of his last videos. In his last video, which has got, I think, over 4,000 views or something already on it, of his few hours before he passed away. And it is a shock and awe from someone who was just shy under 300 pounds, 6.5 feet tall. Like I said, he was a big guy. And big and full of heart. And if you do want to watch it, just know he still had his wits about him. It was his body that punked out. His brain was still going. He even showed his humor at one point. It was pretty funny. It's hard to watch. But, if you want to skip past that, click, as soon as it comes up, click on photos. And if you do click on a video again, he did something called WFN, Where's Fred Now? And all of his adventures. And my God, he's got hundreds and hundreds of videos of his travel. He traveled nonstop for 7 years during his retirement. He retired in 2018. He's been on the road since. And he did a lot of traveling prior to retirement. He's been all over the place. But shout out at 7:45 p.m. Arizona time, less than an hour from now, and toast him and shout so he can hear you. I know I'll be shouting. I'm going to light a fire to honor Fred. Tonight is his 1 week of not being here. He passed away on March 12th, 2025, 7:45 p.m. Arizona time. I think that's Pacific now. Sometimes it's Mountain time. I have no idea. Again, have no idea what time it is or most often what day it is. But I do know Wednesday. Wednesday the 12th, he died. Today is Wednesday, March 19th, 2025. It's been a week. It's been a tumultuous week for me. I didn't know the human body had so much tears in it. And, Wednesday through last night, about early evening, I was crying and screaming at the universe. When you finally find someone that goes beyond all the check marks that you wanted to have in here I'm seeing reflections. I don't want to look possessed. Yeah. But anyway, you find someone who finally checks off all those check marks of everything that you didn't even know you wanted, that you had a connection with. And you knew them for 15 months and they pass away because their body punked out on them. he was too young to go. 62 years old. Too young to go. 62 isn't old. I'm 56. I still feel like I'm 20. Of course, bodily, I feel like I'm 80. But he was way too young. And we were friends. First and foremost, friends. And, yeah. So tonight, we're going to have a fire. I'm going to put on my Stevie Ray Vaughan station off Pandora. He loved campfires. He rarely had them when he was by himself, but when there was people around, he had a campfire. And I'm sorry, I keep looking at the screen, but I think the camera's there. I should be looking there, but then that's weird. Anyway, I'm going to have a fire. And I will also say earlier today, it was breezy out. I was starting to wonder if I was even going to have a fire. I went out and bought wood, but I was like, I don't know if it's going to work because, you know, I don't want to be the person on the news that, you know, burned down that tree and the rest of the BLM property out in Quartzsite, Arizona because she had a fire during the wind. But about an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago, it got still out here. Matter of fact, you see that tree? That was blowing around earlier today. Not blowing now. The grasses behind me were blowing. Not blowing now. It is still out here. I watched the sunset with him, talked with him. He told me he would be in every sunset for me. So, 7:45 p.m., he passed away. And I knew when he passed away. He sent me a sign. Yeah. And there will be a chapter in my last book about him. And then there may very well be a standalone book about him because I don't want to forget him. And as we all know, when we get old, we forget about things. I mean, 10 seconds later, I can't remember what in the world I'm doing. So I don't want to forget him. He was that important to me. I have never had an experience like that with any individual on the planet. I know a lot of people. I meet a lot of people. And again, I thought the term soulmate was, you know, a tagline for Hallmark to sell cards. I am probably the most cynical and jaded person. There's a reason I identify with the Grinch. And he showed me otherwise. And that just blew me away, blew my socks off. I'm just, Holy Mother. So again, I don't know if I'm going to add my Facebook. Here, we'll get a little of the sunset there. I don't know if I'm going to add my Facebook video to this as well. Probably will. And, but maybe I won't. But if I don't, everyone watching this video and everyone who never sees this video and no one who even knows me, and there are still a few of those people in the world who don't know who I am. Whether they like me or not, anyway. I hope everyone has an opportunity to meet a soulmate. It is mind-blowing. You are truly affected the rest of your life. And so I'm going to start a fire now before it gets way too dark, and then, you know, I light something on fire that's not supposed to be on fire. All right, so this is the part where he would probably laugh at me and be like, matter of fact, the last time we had a fire, I was lighting the fire and I was having a heck of a time because the clicker, the fire thing was not being good and it was kind of windy. And he looks at me and goes, okay, are you done yet? And I'm like, what, you think you can do better? And he did. He started the fire. So anyway, all right, here we go. Oh, and if I didn't explain earlier, the reason I have it flipped around is because I think I did. You know, see, there you go. That's the memory. That's why I want to write a book, so I don't forget them. All right, so here is my fire pit. Here we go. I'm going to actually bring the chairs over before it gets too dark, so hold on. in case he wants to stop by. I have a chair for him. I have a chair for me. Now, oh, here. Oh, he had a little table that sat between our chairs that he had his radio on, and we had the speaker on, and all that kind of stuff. Well, actually, the radio came off his phone. He had one of those speakers. All right, let's see if we're going to do this. If we're going to light this thing up. See, that's the problem. It's so darn small. Get some paper going. There we go. And I'm cheating because that's, well, I'm not cheating, but that's paper. We'll see if it takes to the wood. This is ironwood. And I've been told that it lasts long and keeps going. I'm doing what he would do. He would burn all of his dry garbage. I'm hoping that it takes. I've got a couple shoe boxes and some other dry garbage. And this is to honor him. Yeah, shoe boxes are on fire. Oh, maybe I'm too close. Okay, I'm back now. Anyway, all right. Well, I will record every so often. I can't keep recording because I'll get copyright restrictions on my video. So he would be out here with a beer, and I'd be out here with, I don't know, a can of pop or a margarita or something, and
power on.
And we would have a lovely time.
Bluetooth connected.
See, I got this fun. Ooh, we got all sorts of things going on here. Anyway, so it looks like we got a fire going, and off we go. And I will chat with you guys later. Thank you so much for joining this video. And what was I going to say? Something great and wonderful. God, I tell you, my memory is whatever. This is for Fred.